I came to wonder what makes Bobby Wagner so good for so long. When you think about linebacker greatness over the last decade, one name that stands above the rest is Bobby Wagner. Drafted in the second round out of Utah State in 2012, he's still one of the most dominant linebackers in the game. Wagner walked into Seattle and became an instant success, the heartbeat of one of the greatest defense in NFL history, the Legion of the Boom. What makes him different wasn't just the highlight plays, it's the consistency, the leadership, and the ability to control the middle of the field year after year. So let's dive into it. Bobby Wagner's greatest weapon always been his mind. Pre-snap, he's like a quarterback of the defense. He studies splits, formations, and backfield alignments.
He's one of the guys that's always calling out, formations, where the play's going, and, a lot of Luke Kuechly-esque.
He's very aware of what's going on around him, and he makes his mind the priority. And that lets him anticipate plays before the ball is snapped. I watch a ton of film on him, and you'll see him shifting the line, signaling to his safeties, making sure that everyone is at the right spot. That mental edge buys him half a second, half a step. In the NFL, that half a step is the difference maker between a 3-yard gain and a game-breaking run. The next thing is his tackling. Wagner has been one of the best tacklers of his generation. He doesn't just throw his body around. He breaks down, sinks his hips, wraps, and run his feet. Every tackle seems technical. Rarely do you see him over pursuit or miss in space. Pay attention to his eyes. He's always locking the near hip, and he always takes that extra step. That technical mastery is why he's consistently one of the top tacklers in the NFL year after year, finishing with over 100 tackles in nearly every single season of his career. But he's not just making the contact, he's always finishing. He finds a way to put the opponent down. The next thing that we have to pay attention, and of course as he's getting older, it might not be the case as well, but in his prime, Wagner was pure range. His range was crazy. Sideline to sideline, he could scrape over the top and chase down the fastest running back. He had the speed to run through cutback lanes and still beat the guy to the edge. Even now, he's 34 years old. When the speed isn't what it used to be, he makes up for it with elite angles and anticipation. He closes space faster than most because his instincts are so sharp. So he plays this game with his mind, and he plays this game with angles and anticipation as well. The next thing that makes him great is obviously his leadership and his presence. And you realize that every great defense needs a general. And Bobby Wagner has been that guy for over a decade.
You're the nucleus of that defense.
Hey, everybody on the communication.
Leader. Being the captain that somebody can follow.
Hey, one play, we all right.
He's the voice in the middle, the communicator, the one who keeps everyone calm, aligned, and aggressive.
Bring your energy. It's our brotherhood versus theirs. I'll take ours any day.
Remember, middle linebackers, your team will play to your identity. Younger linebackers talk about how easy it is to play next to him because he gets everyone into the right spot. That leadership has been just as valuable as the plays he's been making. And if you keep going, because like I said, we've been watching him very closely because this is greatness. Anybody that does the stuff he does year after year deserves to be studied. One of Wagner's underrated strengths is how he handles contact. Whether he's climbing to the guard or fall back in the hole, he uses his hands and stay clean. The way he does it is he has a proper footwork to slip blocks without giving out leverage. It's not just throwing himself at alignment. He's shedding, striking, staying square to the football. And that's why he's been so consistent as a run defender, even against bigger offensive line. He does a good job of using his tools, but he has a great footwork and he has some great hands. And if we keep going, because like I said, he's been a dominant player for a reason. Wagner coverage skills are pretty strong. His awareness has been strong. He reads quarterbacks' eyes and he keeps it simple. He reads the eyes, and this is what every young linebacker needs to understand. He's very disciplined in his drops and he closes down quickly on check down, which is what you should do as a linebacker. But this is also where the cracks shows. In man coverage, especially right now, you can see him struggle a bit because I do believe that man coverage is also about being a good athlete, right? But his intelligence and his positioning always help him to recover. The biggest weaknesses I can point out is age and speed. Of course, he's getting slow, he's getting older. He doesn't have the same burst he did in his prime. You can see against quick outside rounds and option plays, he can be a step behind. Number two, like I said, man coverage. He's still very solid in zone, But if you pay attention to one-on-one matchups, that exposed some of his limitations that he had, that he didn't have when he was younger. To finish, I think what really separates him and makes him a Hall of Famer is his consistency and longevity. What separates Wagner from everybody else is he's consistent. From 2012 until now, he's been reliable. 8 Pro Bowls, multiple first-team All-Pros, and obviously Super Bowl championship. He's recorded over 1,700 tackles, 1,700 tackles in his career, and he's still producing at a high level even in his 30s. Very few linebackers in history can say that. So what makes Bobby Wagner great? It's not just one thing. It's the combination of elite football IQ, great mind, sound tackling, and obviously sideline to sideline range. And you add the physicality, the leadership, and the consistency even as it chips away. And the consistency, his intelligence and technique keep him among the league's best. And if you're a young linebacker, Wagner is required to study. He shows you how to think, how to prepare, and how to be a professional. If you guys enjoy this type of breakdown, make sure you guys follow us and follow the Academy. We have a lot of great things coming up for you guys. Thank you.